The damp appeared in October, in the corner of the bedroom ceiling. I reported it to the landlord the same week. He said he would look into it. In November, it spread. I reported it again. He said he had contacted a builder who was very busy. In December, the wall below the damp patch developed a dark stain and a smell that made the bedroom difficult to sleep in. I reported it again and asked for a written timeline for the repair. He did not provide a timeline. By March, 5 months in, there was visible mould on the wall, the bedroom window frame had begun to swell, and I had developed a persistent cough that my GP attributed to mould exposure. I had a letter from my GP confirming the connection. I had been documenting everything, every report I had sent, every response I had received, every photograph of the progression. I had the original photos from October and the current state of the wall in March, and the difference was significant and clearly visible. I had been patient because I had assumed the landlord would act. By March, I understood he was not going to act without being made to. I looked up my options. A landlord in England has a legal obligation under the Landlord and Tenant Act 1985 to keep the structure of the property in repair, including the roof, walls, and any external areas that are causing damp or water ingress. Damp caused by a structural defect, which mine was, the builder I had privately consulted identified a failed render on the external wall, is unambiguously the landlord's responsibility. If a landlord fails to carry out repairs after being given reasonable notice, the tenant has several options. The first is to report the disrepair to the local council's housing team. The council has powers under the Housing Health and Safety Rating System to inspect properties and issue improvement notices, compelling landlords to carry out repairs. Failure to comply with an improvement notice can result in civil penalties of up to £30,000. The second is to pursue the landlord through the courts for breach of the repairing covenant, claiming damages for the period during which the property was in disrepair, including compensation for health impacts where these can be evidenced. I wrote to my landlord with all of this set out clearly. I said I had given reasonable notice over 5 months. I said I intended to report the matter to the council's housing team within 14 days if the repair was not confirmed and scheduled. I attached the GP letter. The repair was confirmed and scheduled within a week. A builder attended the following Thursday. The external render was identified as the cause. A section had failed and was allowing water penetration into the wall cavity. The repair took 2 days. The builder also treated the internal mould and replaced the affected section of plasterwork. I also pursued a rent reduction for the period of disrepair. 11 months during which part of the property had been effectively unusable. I wrote to the landlord proposing a reduction equivalent to 15% of my monthly rent for the 11 months, reflecting the diminished enjoyment of the property. He offered 8%. I accepted because it was reasonable and because my solicitor confirmed it was within the normal range for disrepair of this nature. The total reduction was applied to the following month's rent. My cough resolved within 6 weeks of the repair being completed. Report disrepair in writing immediately. Keep copies of everything. Give a reasonable timeline. If it is not met, you have options. And the council's enforcement powers are significant. You do not have to live with a landlord's neglect. Has a landlord ever delayed a repair to the point where it affected your health or the usability of your home? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more complete stories with no part 2s that never come, follow the page. New story every day.